In this tutorial, we'll learn how to create a Readme MD file using Markdown, designed especially for beginners. You will understand what a Readme file is, why it's important for your project, and how to structure it clearly. We'll also explore basic Markdown syntax such as headings, lists, links, images, and code blocks so you can format your document effectively. By the end, you'll be able to write a clean, professional Readme that helps others understand and use your project easily. In Visual Studio Code, you can create a directory called Demo1 and move into it using the terminal. Open the terminal and run the command to create the folder with quotes since it contains a space, then use the change directory command to enter it. After this, you'll be inside the Demo1 folder and ready to start working on your project. In Visual Studio Code, you can create and preview a Readme MD file using the Explorer panel on the left side. First, click on the Explorer file icon in the left sidebar. Then click the New File button and name the file Readme MD once created. Click on the file to open it in the editor. To preview the Markdown file, click the Open Preview icon in the top right corner of the editor. This will show a live preview of how your Readme MD will look when rendered. You can use hashtags in Markdown to create titles and sections in your Readme MD file. A single hashtag is used for a big main title, such as the name of your project, while multiple hashtags, etc., are used for smaller sections and subsections. For example, you might use for the main heading, for section titles like installation or usage, and for more detailed subtopics. This helps organize your Readme clearly and makes it easier for others to read and understand. You can use simple Markdown syntax to apply text styles like bold and italic in your Readme MD file. To make text bold, you wrap the words with double asterisks text, and to make text italic, you use single asterisks text. You can also combine both styles by using 3 asterisks text to make text bold and italic at the same time. These styles help highlight important information and make your document more readable. You can create lists in your Readme MD file using simple Markdown syntax. To make an unordered list, use hyphens, asterisks, or plus signs plus before each item. While ordered lists use numbers followed by a period, 1, 2, 3. This helps organize information clearly, making your document easier to read and follow. In Visual Studio Code, you can format a Readme MD file using Markdown to include inline code, headings, and simple project details in paragraph form. For example, you can start with the main title like Hello World Project using a hashtag. Then add a short description explaining that it is a basic project for learning. You can include inline code by using backticks, such as console log Hello World, to show small pieces of code inside a sentence. You can start your Readme MD file in Visual Studio Code with a clear and attractive title using a Markdown heading. This title helps your project stand out at the very top of the page and immediately tells users what the project is about. Right under the title, you can add a short introduction that explains this is a beginner-friendly project designed to help new learners understand the basics of coding, file structure, and Markdown formatting in a simple and easy way. Next, in the description section, you can expand a bit more by clearly explaining what the project actually does. For example, you can say that this project prints Hello World to the screen and demonstrates how a basic program works from start to finish. You can also mention that it helps users understand how files are organized, how code is written, and how output is displayed, making it a great starting point for beginners who are just getting into programming. In the usage section, you can explain how to run the project using a command like npm start, which starts the application in the terminal. Finally, in a basic commands bash section, you can show simple terminal commands such as cd project folder, npm install, and npm start using inline code formatting. This helps keep your Readme organized, colorful, and easy for beginners to understand. You can add a screenshot to your Readme MD file to make your project look more professional and easy to understand. First, you need to place your image file in the same project folder and name it something like screenshot.png so it is easy to reference. Then, in your Markdown file, you can display the image using the syntax screenshot.png, which tells Markdown to show the image inside the Readme when you open the preview. You can add a clickable link in your Readme MD file using Markdown. To do this, you write the link text inside square brackets and the URL inside parentheses. For example, you can write live demo https://your-link.com to create a live demo link that users can click to open your project online. You can also place this link inside a section like live demo or project link to make your README more organized. This is useful when you want to share a deployed version of your project so others can easily view and test it. To add a table in your README file using Markdown to organize information like features and status. To create a table, you use vertical bars to separate columns and hyphens to create the header line. For example, you can make a table with a feature column and a status column to show what parts of your project are done or still in progress. This is useful for tracking progress and making your README more structured and easy to read. To create an ordered list in your README file using numbers followed by a dot. This is useful when you want to show steps in a specific order, like instructions or a process. To create an ordered list, you simply write 1, 2, 3, and so on, and Markdown will automatically format it as a numbered list. This helps make your instructions clear, structured, and easy to follow for beginners. To create a task list, also called a checklist in your README file using Markdown. Task lists are useful for showing what work is completed and what is still pending in a project. To create a task list, you use hyphens with square brackets. A checked box means completed, and an empty box means not done yet. You can create a horizontal line in your README file using Markdown to separate sections and make your document look cleaner and more organized. To add a horizontal line, you can use 3 hyphens, 3 asterisks, or 3 underscores on a new line. This will create a horizontal divider across the page. It is useful for separating sections like description, installation, and usage, making your README easier to read and more professional looking. You can add a badge in your README file using Markdown to show project status like build, version, or license. A badge is usually an image link that looks like a small label at the top of your README. This example shows a build status badge with the label passing in green color. You can also add multiple badges at the top of your README to make it look more professional. Badges help quickly show important project information like status, version, or license in a clean visual style. The badges customize using Shields.io so that build appears in gray and passing appears in bright green. This is done by setting 2 parts in the URL, the label and the status, along with colors. You have successfully completed the tutorial for creating a README file using Markdown. Throughout this guide, you learned how to structure a project with headings, format text using bold and italic styles, create lists, tables, links, badges, and add images and screenshots. You also explored how to organize sections like description, installation, usage, and features in a clear and professional way. By completing this tutorial, you now have the basic skills needed to create clean and well-structured documentation for your projects. If you found this helpful, don't forget to subscribe for more content, tutorials, and beginner-friendly coding guides.